Hello and warm welcome to join us for this edition of AN in English News, and I'm Abdul Ahad Mohammadi. The government of Afghanistan would not allow any changes to the current political system in Afghanistan, President Hamid Karzai said while addressing members of parliament in the inauguration of second working year of 16th round of National Assembly. Afghanistan is not the foreign political diagnosis center for testing the political compatibility and political structure after every several years, he said. His reference was Northern Alliance leaders who met with U.S. congressional members in Berlin criticizing the present system in Afghanistan of allotting more authority and power to the president's hands. President Karzai expressed Afghan government determination to assume the overall security responsibility of the country from international forces in 2014 and said the engagement with international community would continue in other ways. Speaking in the opening of parliament after 45 days of recess, the Afghan president reiterated that he has agreed with the Taliban office to be open in Qatar for peace talks, but will not accept any negotiation with insurgents to be led by foreign countries. The United States allowed the Taliban to open an office in Qatar for peace talks. U.S. Envoy Mark Grossman arrived in Kabul Saturday for talks with President Hamid Karzai on preliminary peace negotiations with Taliban insurgents. The United States stands ready to assist in any way we can an Afghan-led reconciliation process to find a peaceful end to this conflict, Grossman said in a statement. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton dispatched Grossman to Kabul to discuss the development with Karzai, who was reportedly concerned that he would be sidelined in the Qatar talks. Taliban announced that it planned to open a political office in Qatar ahead of talks with Washington on ending Afghanistan's war. The United States Friday underlined the important role played by France in Afghanistan and was cautious about the possibility that Paris could withdraw after the killing of 4 French soldiers by an Afghan serviceman. 16 others were also injured in the attack, where White House spokesman Jay Carney said France has been an excellent and valued member of the NATO ISAF team in Afghanistan. French President Nicolas Sarkozy suspended all training and support operations by the French army in Afghanistan and was considering accelerating the withdrawal of his country's troops from Afghanistan. Major powers signaled their willingness to reopen talks about curbing Iran's suspected pursuit of nuclear weapons, but said Tehran must show it is serious about any negotiations. The focus on diplomacy follows weeks of rising tensions between the West, which is seeking to cut Iran's oil sales, and Tehran, which has threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz. EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton issued a statement making clear that a diplomatic path remained open to Iran despite tougher sanctions and fresh speculation of a military strike on its nuclear facilities. The Arab League is beginning a series of discussions over whether to extend its controversial monitoring mission to Syria amid ongoing violence. A report by the head of the mission will be discussed by a panel in Cairo before Arab League foreign ministers make a decision on Sunday. The 165-strong mission expired on Thursday with no sign of a halt to the government's crackdown on protesters. And let's say the League is expected to renew the mission for another month. Violence across Syria continues. 12 people were killed by security forces. A 24-hour curfew is in place in Nigeria's northern city of Kano after coordinated bomb attacks killed at least 7 people. Police stations and the state police headquarters were among the targets, and gunfire was heard across the second biggest city. The militant group Boko Haram said it was responsible for the attacks. The group has been behind the recent campaign of violence in the mainly Muslim north. The authorities say the curfew would be in place in Kano until further notice following the attacks on Friday evening. The Yemeni parliament gave unanimous approval on Saturday to a law which will grant President Ali Abdullah Saleh immunity from prosecution in return for stepping down under a Gulf brokered transition deal. The law adopted gives Saleh, in power since 1978, complete immunity and also offers partial protection from legal action to his aides. Separately, Saleh will also soon visit Oman, Ethiopia, and then New York to go under medical tests. Saleh suffered injuries in a bomb attack in Sana'a last June and left for Saudi Arabia thereafter to seek treatment. And that's all for now. Thanks for being with us.